is a step above what you're used to. Please don't hesitate to ask if there's anything I can do to make your chunks experience as enjoyable as possible. I'll say I'd like to buy some gourmet chunks. Sure, what can I get for you? Well, I'll tell you what, we want one of everything. So, Cabernet Champignon, we just need one. Cabernet Sauvignon, Pinot, Port, Malbec, Merlot. I guess we had a Pinot already. We'll get a Riesling. And we want apple, just one apple, and one beef, and a cake, and a cheesesteak, a chunks chicken, chunks choco, chunks cola, chunks egg, a chunks pie, chunks potato, chunks wine. I guess this is the table wine. They have a bunch of other ones, but just chunks wine, okay. That looks like all our chunks, so let's go set up at a table over here. I think this one in the corner is going to be perfect for us, so let's see here now. My food automatically goes to my ship because of a sorting mod that I use. So, if you're interested in that, check out the description of this because I've got all of my mods there linked. Do you know I'm not showing that alcohol here, so we're not going to be drinking any alcohol, supposedly. But let's get all of the food, at least that's what I really wanted to try here, and we'll see if theirs really are the best. So we get a chunks apple, a chunks beef, a chunks cake, a chunks cheesesteak. I'm excited for the chunks choco, a chunks chicken. Here's the chunks choco, chunks cola, a chunks egg, a chunks pie, chunks potato, chunks wine, and that's it. So we'll go ahead and grab these and we'll set them up on our table. Great, awesome, and I hope you can hear the sound that made. Sounds delicious, I gotta say, and the way they just sit on the table and jiggle is amazing. It's really, that's what Chunks is famous for. It's not just a food, it's a living thing. No, that's a rumor, and we're actually sponsored by Chunks for this video, so there's no way, that I would be serious about that, of course. So, let's check it out, y'all. Sarah is still flying around, so let's go. Alright, let's start with the apple. Let's eat something fresh, okay? Chunks apple. Oh, that was okay. The skin was really nice. I didn't expect that to have a really nice kind of feel to it. Like when you bite through the skin of an apple, it was really crisp, but then inside it was really meatloaf, and this one was very plain, but it was still very moist, and I think that was the most important part. If that had been dry, I do not think I would have liked that, because it didn't have a strong flavor, but it really had that filling, hearty texture. Alright, let's wash it down with a little bit of Chunks Cola. Oh my god, that was disgusting. That's the worst thing I've ever... Why did they make this? This is... No one signed off on this. Absolutely nobody tasted this and said, that's a good idea. What? It's like Jell-O flavored like Coca-Cola. Like... that's like... And it like sticks to your teeth. Oh, that was disgusting. I will never have Chunks Cola again. It actually maybe makes me worried about this wine too. I need to take a lap. Oh man. Oof. Alright. Sarah, come on. You said you'd help me. You gotta eat the other half of this Chunks Cola. We don't want to be wasteful. Oh, look, he's waiting for someone. He says, it must be great to be able to see yourselves whenever you want. I bet your whole house is full of mirrors. Yes, but they don't have reflections. So, oh, check it out. Sarah's gonna order more chunks. Do you know what? She wants another Chunks Choco. And while I'm not looking, she's gonna get a Chunks Cola. Because she loves terrible things. She's got bad taste, but we love her for it. Alright, I think I'm ready to go back that cola because it kind of terrified me. Alright. We're gonna finish this though. I promised I would finish this, and I haven't eaten for like the last 495 hours in preparation for this. You know, I just didn't feel hungry. So we have plenty of room for this stuff. Let's give ourselves a little treat here. Let's have this Chunks pie. It's a pumpkin pie flavored Chunks cube. That's good. Again, just perfectly moist. I don't know how they accomplished that. It's got to be like the same technology they had in like Old World Starburst. How they were so juicy, and they couldn't explain why they were so juicy. I think they must use the same thing here because that pumpkin pie was great. sit the same way. Chunks sit perfectly flat like this. And it's because their logo is square. So all of these squares ensure that there's no angles propping it up in any one direction. So perfectly flat. You can tell a mile away. The fake chunks, because they can't duplicate this perfect square texture. You know, that's why chunks is the best. Alright, let's put our egg up here with the others, okay? And there we go. Okay. Do we want to see their reaction to us eating this? Maybe we do. Maybe we do. So let's sit over here. Eat the rest of the chunks, okay? Alright, what do you guys think? I'm gonna go ahead and eat this egg. I was debating chicken or egg, which is first for us. And I think it's gonna go ahead and be the egg. I think the chicken's probably gonna have a nicer, like a flavor I'm used to, but the egg, I really don't know what this is gonna be like, so let's try it. It just tastes like an overcooked egg. Like, I get they don't want to put raw egg in stuff, but that was tough. It's like, it was kind of like a hard-boiled egg, but like, it was like filled with air, I guess. Like it wasn't very dense, but it was like really tough, and I did not like that. The flavor of it was okay. Like I said, it was overcooked, so it didn't give me like that icky flavor sometimes that eggs have, but pretty good. As far as flavor goes, but the texture, I can't get over that. Let's do have this chicken though. I'm ready for chunks chicken. Okay. Sorry about that. Alright, let's go and have this chunks. Wow, I've eaten so much chunks. Oh, only a few more. Wow, I like the chunks chicken even less than the egg. Wow, that was horrible. There's like no flavor to that at all. Like literally no flavor. It tastes like the, you guys know the superfood protein paste? It was like that. It was like that, but with a texture that was so grainy. It was like, oh, that was nasty. Oh, I hated that. That's my least favorite. Like the chunks cola was like gross and like slimy and sticky, but this was so much worse. It like disintegrated in like these really like fine particles. It's like, this was like chicken scented sand, because it didn't even taste like chicken. Like it had no flavor at all. That was bad. I'm really hoping that we have some better stuff for the rest of this. This chunks cheesesteak is the one I'm the most excited about, so I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna have the cake and the cheesesteak last, so let's try this chunks wine. Alright, here we go. Okay, well, I was right about the texture. It still had like that slimy texture, but it wasn't as sticky. I guess they didn't have to put like as much sugar in that. It was okay. I don't think I would go for chunks wine. You know, if I wanted a wine with a meal, I'd have something nicer, but for like a picnic or something, if you just want to have like the taste of wine, this was solid. This was pretty good. The texture's not as bad as the cola, and the flavor wasn't super sweet, so that was good. It did have the texture almost more like a grape. You know, if you can imagine like a grape pudding maybe, or like, you know, like the filling of a key lime pie, or like a, you know, like that, but it was like a light grape taste, and not too sweet. I maybe would have liked this one to be sweet, but it was really just like grape forward and very bland. You know, it's just a red Chunk's egg, and look, it's so ripe. It's just so ready to be eaten. You can tell by the way it jiggles. It's just so ready. That's a ripe egg. You don't want to leave that too long, Sarah. Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming over, but I don't know that the adoring fan wants your egg. Yeah, go eat the egg, Sarah. Okay. And finally, the Chunks cheesesteak. I heard this place has the best Chunks cheesesteak, so they're jealous because they want one, but I didn't give them their stipend yet this week. They get paid on Thursdays, and I'm recording this video kind of early, so they just kind of get my leftovers. But Sarah has some walking around money, but she's getting cake, and I think she's getting a cola as well, so that's probably all she can afford here. This Chunk's cheesesteak is gourmet, though. It is a cheesesteak flavored chunk food cube, of course. Hype, we love it. Contains neither real steak nor real cheese. That's what we want, baby. All synthetic. Give me that chunk. Oh, that was exactly what I wanted it to be. I am seeing stars after that one. That's gorgeous. Love it. Like the cheesesteak, the steak part of it, so chewy. So chewy. Really just like gum. This was almost like a taffy. It was like steak taffy. Amazing. Incredible. Delicious. That's my favorite steak by far. The cheese, oh man, the cheese was like the egg. It was full of air. It was really tough. That was awesome. And then when I got it into my mouth, it didn't melt at all. It just sat there right on top. And, while I chewed up the steak taffy, and that was just like, just got mixed in with that. It didn't break apart at all. It was just like, it was just all mixed in there, and that was good. The bread, I could take or leave. I appreciated the sesame seeds. The sesame, worked into that big taffy blend. Super chewy. Nice little small seed bits in there for texture. That was great. Wow. I will be back here again for their Chunks cheesesteak. They really do it right here. Well, I can't believe we ate all that. I was hungry coming in here, but like halfway through, I wasn't sure I was gonna make it. Wow. Okay, well, I don't know that I'll be doing this again anytime soon, but I found some new favorites, and I'm definitely gonna stock up on some of those. Take some of those chunks back with me, because chunks travel so well. That's like the best part about the chunks is, man, you just pack them up and they go anywhere, and they last forever. So, really cool. I didn't review this restaurant, but it's a Chunks. Chunks is like, they never miss on their aesthetic. It's all cubes. It's all like a little minimalist. It's just their perfect vibe. So, let's say thanks again, Clara Lyon, for the best chunks I've had. Absolutely, Sarah says best chunks ever. Oh my god, she didn't finish this egg. Well, I'll have the rest. Actually, do you know what? Let's just kind of put it on someone else's table, and like, maybe they'll... Hey, where did you get that? That's not a chunk. You can't bring other food in here. There's like a very strict chunks policy about that. Alright. You're lucky I'm out of here, because if I had to stay while you ate that, I would be so offended. Oh my god, Sarah, you have one too? Where are you guys getting these? I feel so betrayed right now. Do you see this? Adoring fan, do you see this? Look, she's just eating. What is this? This is fish. Disgusting. They don't make chunks fish, and for good reason. Fish are gross. They they swim around in God knows what. Every time I step in water, I get all these warnings for diseases, and they're eating these. That's horrifying. I am a fully synthetic guy for a reason. This is gross. Eat this chunk's egg instead. Chunks. You can find Chunks hats just about everywhere. I'll show you what it looks like. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Let's see. Sarah, do you want to show off the Chunks hat? She likes the Chunks hat. Alright, and... okay, there we go. Chunks cap, right? So stylish. Nice colors, right? I'd appreciate like a square bill on it, maybe, but, you know, it's pretty good. So, if you, like me, love your chunks, you have to come down to Paradiso to get these gourmet chunks. You cannot beat it, seriously. Alright, well, thanks for checking out this video. Enjoy your chunks, everybody. I appreciate you, coming along, and I hope I've answered some questions about the chunks. Let me know your favorite chunk in the comment, and we'll chunks you later.